670 WOCA. Ocala.
All right, 5 minutes after 11 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. By the way, the last program with Joe Riedle was a pre-recorded program. If you were trying to call in and we didn't answer the phone, that's why, just so you know. But this is a live show on August 18th, 2015. Now, you never know if it'll be repeated or not, but if it's August 18th on your calendar, then it's a live show. And this is the show that we normally have hosted by Seth Posner. Seth is the owner of AA Lock, Dock, and Security here in Ocala, and we usually talk about security systems. Steve Riedle, is the name Riedle? Is that right? Steve Riedle is in the studio. He is also with AA Lock, Dock, and Security. So if you have any questions about locks, I think that is your specialty, is the lock part of it, not the security systems necessarily.
Correct.
So, well, nice to meet you, Steve. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
And where is Seth today? He's
running around like a chicken with a head cut off down in
Orlando. Now, I was thinking he was still in Grenada. Is that where he went? Grenada?
Honestly, I know it was South America.
But someplace down there. And I was so dying to know what it was like. So, have you ever been down? I'll ask you. Have you ever been to Grenada?
No. First I've been is Bahamas.
Bahamas.
Oh,
how was that?
Must be nice.
That was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
My family went on a cruise, and
is that right?
Oh,
that's nice.
How wonderful!
But that's one of those once every 10-year things, you know.
Yeah. Where did you leave from?
Port Canaveral.
Oh, okay. That's a nice port. Okay. So then you go to the Bahamas and just enjoy the ship and the beach as well?
Oh, yeah. We went to, we stopped at Coco Cay first, which is a small island.
Uh-huh.
And then we went on to the Bahamas. We spent a day there, and
that's
it
nice.
was just like a 4-day cruise.
And your family, how many people? It's you and your family, you and your wife?
At that point in time, it was me, my wife, my 2 sons, and my daughter, which was about 4 at that time.
Oh, man, that must have been fun.
Okay. Oh, yeah. It's really interesting. It's the first time I've ever been out of the country.
So how long have you been do we call you a locksmith or lock technician?
Locksmith.
Locksmith. How long have you been a locksmith?
This year, 20 years.
20 years. Mm-hmm. So how did it start? 20 years ago, what did you do? Pick a lock with a hairpin or something?
No, actually, back then it was a job of convenience. I had moved back here from Wisconsin, and a good friend of mine here told me that he knew a company that was looking for somebody to train and become a locksmith.
Really?
And it happened to be Richard Posner, which is Seth's father.
Oh, okay.
And Seth is the one that trained me.
Do you know, I don't even understand what happens what that key is touching. I mean, you can feel it, but I have no idea what it even looks like in there. And all those little ridges on a key, how that even works a lot. I don't even understand how it works.
Okay. Well, basically, a cylinder is, you got springs, top pins, and bottom pins. Okay, and when you have the key out of it, the top pins fall into the bottom chambers to prevent it from turning. Okay, with the key, each different bottom pin has a different size to match your key.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so when you put your key in, it brings everything to that shear line where you can turn it.
So is there such thing as a master key?
There are master keys out there, but it's not a key that, let me just put it this way, it's a key that is instituted in a system. Okay, not just somebody says, hey, this key will open up every
door. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I think, okay, I'm trying to remember. I used to work at an assisted living facility, and each apartment has its own key. But I think the maintenance man had a master key for every door.
Correct.
So I don't know how that would even work. But
well, you got the top pins and the bottom pins, like I explained before.
Right.
Basically, that was one shear line. You can put master pins in to create a second shear line.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Okay, so another key will work it like a master.
Still I have to look. I think if I was looking at it, I'd be confused. So, do you work on homes, businesses, and even vehicles?
Oh yes, I do a lot of it.
You do vehicles?
Yes.
And is that because I think it's probably the only time I ever called a locksmith was for a vehicle. I don't think I've ever called a locksmith for my home. See, in my home, I'm not very handy, to be honest with you.
Okay.
But even I can go to Walmart and get a doorknob and a new key. It's not that hard to put a doorknob in.
You would think that, okay, and I agree with you on that. A lot of people have difficulty.
Although I haven't done it in a long time, and maybe times have changed. I don't know. It was a long time ago.
But yeah, I mean, a lot of people call us for replacement of locks or to have their house rekeyed. Say they just bought the house. Okay, well, you got realtors and everybody else.
Everybody's had the key.
Had those keys, including probably the past owner. So it's always a good idea to get the house rekeyed so you know that you have the key and nobody else does.
Okay, so this is maybe a dumb question, but can you rekey without getting a whole new doorknob?
Oh, absolutely, yes.
Oh, really? Okay, and so that would be a cheaper way to go then, right?
Absolutely,
Right.
yes.
I'm not avoiding eye contact on purpose. I was trying to answer the phone. So we have a phone call, and let's take your first phone call. Steve Riedle is sitting in for Seth Posner. This is the AA Lock, Dock, and Security Program. Good morning. You're on the air with Steve.
Good morning, Steve. You mentioned that you do a lot of automobile locks, keys, and whatever. With the new cars out today and everything being computerized, can you still use what they call a jimmy to open up a car that has the key either locked in it or for some other reason they lost their key but they got to get in the car? And I'll hang up and listen to your answer. Thank you.
Okay. You can still use, I would never use the Slim Jim, but there are a lot of other tools out there to get a car open. And 99% of cars are still on a linkage manual system, even though they have electronic components, so they can still be opened manually. Okay.
Can you ever be locked in? Or is there always a way out once you're inside of a car?
There's supposed to be a way out, but there have been a couple incidents where people have actually gotten locked in because their battery, for some reason, died or whatever. And
well, I wouldn't want that kind of car. I would insist on having one that I could pop the little button or something.
Oh well, yeah, actually, that would be me 100%. But it's very few and far in between that somebody would actually get locked in other than a child or an animal.
That happened to my aunt and uncle back in '74. They had a Thunderbird, and they and their 4 kids went in there, and they were ready to crank up the car, and all of a sudden it locked, and it died, and they were stuck inside. So we had to call the locksmith right away to come out because they just couldn't get in there. I think that was like the transition between the 2-seater T-Birds to the larger cars. So they might have been problems.
That's a good point. Like I said, the majority of cars have a manual button to unlock the car. Okay, there's a lot of new cars now that there are no buttons, but half of those you can actually pull the handle open.
By the way, wasn't the Thunderbird, wasn't that a great name for a car? The Thunderbird.
Yeah.
We don't have good names anymore for cars.
Well, I liked it when they brought it back and tried to make it look like the old one.
I didn't know they did that.
They went the opposite direction again.
That was in, 2000s?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But you could sort of tell that it wasn't the real thing, even though they had the retro body on there.
Still look good.
Yeah.
My car was a Forenza. I don't even know what that is, but Thunderbird. It just sounds like a good name, doesn't it? Thunderbird.
You think of flames coming back.
Yeah, thundering and just, powerful. Very, very much so.
How about the people that have those locks on the outside of the car and they get their keys locked in? Does that hurt those locks on the outside of the car when you come to save them and get their key.
Oh, you're talking about the actual key lock or the push button?
No, the push buttons that they have on the outside.
The push button, if you have the code, me unlocking that vehicle would not affect that. But they have a tendency after a few years of wearing out the keypads.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You also have the remote controls. The handheld remote controls that you if they came from the manufacturer like that, you can get them like that.
We'll take a little break, Steve, and then commercials, couple of and weather, and we'll be right back. If you have a question for Steve about your locks or your security, whether it's your home, your vehicle, your business, this is a great time to call. The number is 622-9622. We'll take a break and be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. Times of clouds and sun, a thunderstorm this afternoon, high 89 to 93. Widely scattered thunderstorms tonight, otherwise it'll be partly cloudy, low 74 to 78. Sun and clouds tomorrow, a couple of thunderstorms for the afternoon, high 89 to 93. And then tomorrow night, an evening shower, a thunderstorm, otherwise cloudy, low 74 to 78. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Steve Williams.
Whether you're building it up or knocking it down, get it done, rent it now. Sunbelt Rentals is here to make your job a little easier. Our knowledgeable staff will help you find the right equipment for any job, big or small. Did you know that Sunbelt Rentals carries heaters, air conditioners, generators, lighting, traffic control, and so much more? So whether you're building it up or knocking it down, we've got the equipment you need. Get it done, rent it now. And right now, for a limited time, you can have it for less. Just by mentioning this ad, if you rent it Friday afternoon, you can keep it the whole weekend and only pay for one day. But this is a limited time offer, so stop into Sunbelt Rentals today, Northwest 27th, just a quarter mile east of I-75. For more information, just give us a call, 352-369-9101. 352-369-9101. Sunbelt Rentals. Get it done, rent it now. 352-369-9101.
Robin, let's try a little plant trivia. Name this nursery. It's a not-for-profit, and it teaches growing and caring for plants to their students.
Oh, that's easy. Kenny's Place.
Or how about this one? It's a nursery conveniently located between Ocala and Bellevue.
Again, it's Kenny's Place.
Or how about this one? A nursery with a wide variety of just what you need or want at the most reasonable prices.
Kenny's Place, of course.
Kenny's Place at 7677 Southeast 41st Court. Give them a call at 867-1213. It's a caring place for people and plants. It's Kenny's Place.
If you're a vegetable grower, imagine what your day would be like with less complexity, especially when it comes to managing a nematicide. Introducing Nimitz, powerful plant protection that simplifies every aspect of nematode control. Nimitz eliminates the hassle of traditional fumigant nematicides, requiring no specialized equipment or complicated PPE. Florida grower Sal Finocchiaro knows from experience.
Nimitz fits very good in our system. We can put it out, we can disc it in about a week, 10 days before, and then we'll just go ahead and plant. And it's an easy way to put it down, and it worked. Very distinct. To the row, you could see the difference dramatically.
As a safer, non-restricted use pesticide, Nimitz kills nematodes in 48 hours. Finocchiaro says this helps improve root health and increase yields.
Nimitz is a great product. It works, and it's a safe product to use. It's easy to handle.
Finally, a nematicide that's simple, safer, and effective. Nimitz. Now that's the power of simplicity. Go to adama.com to learn more. Always read and follow label instructions.
All right, 18 minutes after 11 o'clock. You know, what's weird about security is that when we were kids, or at least if you're my age and Robin's age, I don't know how old Steve is, but the only time you heard the word password was in the cartoons. It's like passwords were like this fictional thing. You had to say, abracadabra to open the stone wall or something like that, right? But now you really literally need passwords, you need fingerprints. I mean, there's so many different ways to gain entry into a building, right?
Oh, yeah.
So I mean, you've got to keep up with all of that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like yesterday, I know in past shows, Seth has talked to you about the push-button deadbolts that they put on residents.
Right.
Okay. I actually got called out to one yesterday where their code wasn't working anymore.
Okay,
and they had talked to...
They were locked out of their own house?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
But they had other ways to get in.
Oh, okay.
But, and they talked to tech support, and tech support had them doing all this other stuff, and so they finally just told us to go out there and take a look at it and change it out or whatever.
Right.
Okay. Not once did they mention to her to change the batteries.
Oh.
I went out there,
gee.
we changed the batteries, and her code works perfect.
Oh no! How long does a battery normally last in one of those things?
It depends on the battery itself. I love Duracell. It's
Just a normal Duracell battery.
Yeah, high quality Duracell.
Right.
What they send with the lock itself, which was what was in this lock, okay. Lord only knows how long it's been in the package.
Right.
And so that's basically what happened. It got old.
Makes sense, yeah.
And that's what's great about you guys, about AA Lock Dock, is that you're honest. I mean, you could have gone there, changed the batteries, not said anything, and given her a bill for $200.
Yeah.
Well, it would have been a warranty thing for her, but
okay.
But still, I mean, it's
Yeah, you guys are super honest.
yeah. A lot of people try and overthink things when it comes to locks.
A lot of things in the world, right?
Right, exactly.
So if it's a battery operated, that means the electricity goes out in the storm, you can still get in.
Correct.
Oh, okay. Let's take another phone call. Good morning. Thank you for calling. You're on there with Steve.
Good morning, Steve. This is Sonny again. I have double doors. In other words, one opens to the right, one opens to the left. And I'm not exactly happy with the way the lock system is. It's just bolts. It seems to me if somebody kicked right in the middle, the door just fly open, even though they have 2 pins on one door. The pins look kind of flimsy to me. Now, if I were to put one of those bolts, locks with the panel there where you turn the knob and it drops down into the other side that mounts on the other door, I forget what they call those things, but anyway, it's a bolt lock, and you only use that. You can only use it on the inside. There's no outside lock for that. But I mean, for security purposes, could I put one of those on, and would that really do anything?
Okay.
I'm not so sure about the security of double doors as opposed to a single, and I'd like your opinion. I'll hang up. Thank you.
All right.
All right. Well, it sounds to me like you were describing a French door. You got on one door you got 2 bolts that one goes up, one goes down, and it holds that one, and the other door you utilize another lock. If the lock is not completely through the door, then yes, you should be able to put in a deadbolt or electronic deadbolt, and it should help. A lot of these deadbolts and a lot of these doors, it's what the whoever is going to try and get into your house, they're going to go with what's easier. Okay, so if they see a deadbolt on your house and see just a knob on their neighbor's house, and they're going for your neighbor's house. Man. So it would definitely beef up a little bit of your security, yes.
So do you put the sign up, like people have a sign that says ADT, protected by ADT? Is that a deterrent?
Smith & Wesson.
Smith & Wesson is a good sign. Yeah, that's a good sign.
Yeah, shows the bulldog in the backyard. But that's exactly what it is. It's a deterrent. I mean, I haven't seen a house yet that doesn't have windows. Mm-hmm. So if
that's probably the most vulnerable spot, isn't it? The window.
Mm-hmm.
So do you have? How do you protect yourself from that? I mean, if somebody wants to get in, just smash the window.
You see, that's another deterrent. If you smash a window, you're making noise.
Mm-hmm.
So make it a noisy glass, and not.
Well, no, it's just like if you're trying to get in the front door. Okay, if you have just a knob, a lot of knobs can be defeated with a credit card. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Oh wow.
But if you have a knob and a deadbolt, then they have to work at it and make a lot of noise and spend time working on that lock
to
get into that door. even if they kick it in, they're making a lot of noise. Okay, so you got neighbors and, that can hear this stuff. Or if you're inside, that would be the time to do the Smith & Wesson thing.
There you go. I like that.
The battery question earlier. The battery question. The chip that's in the key for the car ignition. Okay. That's what makes the key so expensive, right? If I remember what Seth said.
Yeah.
That's why it's so expensive. Does that have a battery? Can that ever die? That chip.
Okay. Actual transponder keys do not have batteries.
Okay.
Okay. A lot of the cloned transponder keys do, which they're trying to get away from that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But I know like certain big stores, can do the clone keys. Okay. And I don't know if they're transformed over to the ones that don't take the battery now, but before they took the battery, and then a year down the road or 2 years down the road, the battery went out and they were calling us. So like I said, the clone keys are trying to convert over to something that you don't need a battery for.
And can you make the key from the VIN number?
It depends on the vehicle, and it depends on how old the vehicle is.
Okay. Is older better or is newer better?
Newer, you'd have more of a chance of getting the key code.
Oh, okay.
Okay. But, me personally, I'll go out and either take something apart or, try and make a key that way.
So would you also replace, like, for example, the ignition, or is that something you wouldn't do?
On most vehicles, we can replace ignitions.
Oh, really?
And service ignitions.
So if it really if it really came down to it, and the keys, just forget about it. You're not going to get a new key. You just buy a whole new ignition.
You could, yes. Unless the ignition is actually broke, there shouldn't be no reason to have to replace it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How about keys for windows that, like, I like to sleep with my windows open in the evening time, but I'm too chicken because of the, break-ins and things. So can you open the window a little bit and then have some kind of lock on it where the person isn't going to be able to climb in?
You're talking on a vehicle?
On windows? Assuming. No, on a house.
On a house.
They slide back and forth. And
okay.
Move to the second floor.
Oh, there you go.
It's funny you said that because I seen a news report yesterday where bears are getting on the second floor patio.
No way, second floor.
Oh, they're climbers.
But now, there's a lock where you can lock it open and prevent them from prying it open further.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so it's bars. There's all different type of things. There's something that you can just screw down at the end of the window that slides so it can't slide back any further. But then again, you are talking about a window.
Yes. Oh, that could be broken.
Okay, so it could be broken.
Right.
Yeah. Right. So, but there are a lot of things out there that can do that, yes.
Oh, okay.
Good. It went fast, Steve. Hope you enjoyed your first time on the radio.
Yeah, it was rather
Steve, give us the information so that our listeners can call AA Lock, Dock, and Security, a website and address and all that.
Okay. Our phone number is 352-867-1965. Email address is aalockdock@gmail.com.
Okay. Easy.
And the address is 219 Northwest 10th Street, right here in Ocala.
Okay, excellent. And all of that information is actually on the WOCA guest list for today. If you go there, you'll be able to see that. Plus, Robin puts it on the Facebook page after this interview, by the way, if you didn't know, was video recorded. Here's the camera right here.
Kind of.
You're the star. You're the star of the show today.
Yes, you are.
So, all right. Well, thank you for coming in Seth's place, and I hope he's not overburdened with work. You say he's in Orlando?
Yeah, he's just trying to get all the bugs. He's going to be there for a while. So.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Working on a job.
Yeah.
All right. Steve, thank you. Nice to get to know you.
Nice to get you.
We'll take a little break and be right back.